Many of the children we feature weekly on The Gift of Love share their stories with hopeful smiles. But this week we see a raw look at the reality that hundreds of children across the state face every year. Children who aren't adopted with their siblings.
Prior to our interview, 11-year-old Evelio had just learned he would not be going with his sisters to a forever home. And we wanted you to know that. We felt it was important for you to know that about this otherwise joyful child. Our Erica Holland has more in tonight's Gift of Love report.
Talkies things. They're making different kind of things out of talkies for some reason.
With precious chili dusted fingertips, Evelio dished to us about his favorite snack. Cheese Talkies?
You never tasted it before?
It's the preferred lunchtime side for this new middle schooler who values his social time.
Making friends so I can have someone to talk to at school.
Evelio is described by his caseworkers as loyal and compassionate, eager for lasting relationships, like the bond he has with his adopted sisters.
I'm separated from them, and I feel like I can't see them anymore.
Simply put, his best friends.
Going places with my sisters and all that, I get really happy.
Evelio has many interests in life.
Fishing, video games, swimming.
Swimming?
Playing soccer.
But he's more focused on the family he can share these activities with.
I fished before a lot, but I haven't fished in a long time.
And assurance that they won't be temporary.
Someone that loves me and that cares about me and that gives things that I need for special something, and they're always there for me.
Erica Holland, KLTV 7 News.
If you'd like to learn more information about Evelio or other East Texas children available for adoption, go to kltv.com, click on the Community tab. You'll find it at the top of our home page.